The Smiley J Artist Zone, a platform for and about independent artists, music, interviews, and much, much more. Now, give it up, your host, Smiley J.
Welcome to the Smiley J Artist Zone Show, Season 2. This is a platform and a cool space dedicated to independent artists. I'm your show host, Smiley J, and I want to welcome everyone near and far, whether you're in Americas or abroad. Welcome. I am so glad that you are here. You made a conscious decision to hang out with me today, and for that, I am truly grateful. Now, I want to take a moment, I want to take a slight pause and say hello to all of my first timers. Now, if today is your first time, welcome. Howdy. How y'all doing? Welcome. I'm glad that you're here. Make sure you come back. And you know what? When you come back, bring a friend. I'm here every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, today I have a great show for you. Yes, I'm excited because I have with me today in the Artist Zone, the Queen of Indie Soul, Miss Conya Doss. Yes, Miss Conya Doss is in the house now. When you have been a major figure in the music scene without being on a major record label and also staying relevant for almost over 20 years with, of course, ride or die fans, you are indeed a queen. That's all I'm saying. So before I bring Conya on, you guys know what time it is.
You want to know? Smile. You want to know? Smile.
Now, how do y'all listen to music out there, and where do you listen to music? I'm just curious. Drop me some comments. I want to know. Now, for me, because I listen to a lot of music, it's all about the quality. Yes, I need to feel my music. I need to feel all of that. I need to feel that thump. I need to hear all the instrumentations, because the music is a whole experience. So when listening to music, for me, it's got to be right. So, some of you guys, you guys listen to a lot of music too. And some of you guys may even need to revamp your music gear. Whether you are listening on a CD player, in the car, on the computer, or using your cell phone. Music sets the mood, and music is a whole vibe. So all I'm saying, is just make sure that when you're listening to music, that it is a fulfilling experience for you. Now, all right, it's that time. Let me bring on today's guest, but first, let me give her proper introduction for some of you guys out there who may not be familiar. Conya Doss is a singer-songwriter known as the Queen of Indie Soul. She has been a major figure in the independent music scene. Conya is known as an innovator and is widely known for her eclectic work. Her music combines R&B, soul, funk, neo-soul, and jazz. Her voice reflects the sounds of the past, present, as well as what is yet to come. You guys help me welcome the Queen of Indie Soul, Miss Conya Doss. Welcome to the Smiley J Artist Zone. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well. I have the Queen of Indie Soul in the Artist Zone today.
Well, thank you. I don't know about that title now. I still have to work very hard to earn that, but I'll receive it.
There you go. Receive it. There you go. Now, congratulations to you on your 9th LP through rose-colored glasses and just the overall success of your music, period.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Now, Long Haul. I mean, I just heard Long Haul yesterday. Long Haul is doing very well. It is like the most added records in the country in urban adult radio. That's what's up.
That sure is, because I wasn't expecting that, but I have a wonderful team. Big ups to Myron Ruffin who makes it happen.
Yes.
I'm so proud. That's one of my favorite songs on the project. Actually, it was one of the first songs that I wrote. Mm-hmm.
Very nice song, and shout out to you, Myron. Listen, now, I mean, all your music now, wishful thinking,
Yeah, that's my other baby.
Look, that's doing well too. I mean, it was number 1 on the Indie Soul chart, also on the Urban Influencer R&B charts. I mean, listen, the people have spoken. They like what they're hearing.
and I'm receiving it. I appreciate it, especially, going through these covidious times, as I'll call it.
Mm-hmm.
just, people's mindset, including mine, have been so all over the place in lieu of everything. But to be able to be blessed to collaborate and generate such a wonderful piece of work is just such a blessing.
Yes. And I know what you're talking about. We all have, been under stress, in this climate that we're in. So music is the thing that kind of, soothes us and calms us down and, makes us feel good. So thank you for making a good music.
Well, thank you. Thank everybody for listening.
Yes. And you know what? I have to shout out my station here in DC, WHUR. They've been spinning long haul and all of your music.
I know, for a long time, too. So I'm forever humble. I definitely appreciate it.
Now, you know what? Speaking of Home Team DC, you have a lot of dedicated fans right here in the DMV area. So let's just go ahead and get this out the way. Tell them when you coming through.
Wow, I will be there. Actually, I will be in Baltimore at the Keystone Lounge. That's November 11th. And then at City Winery DC, November 14th. So I'm looking so forward. They don't know it, but that's like my home away from home. My folks are there. Yeah, so I absolutely love it. Okay, so Baltimore, she's coming your way. DC. No, we can travel up to Beltway. You can catch her twice if you want to. Yeah. Ain't but a hop, skipping a flight away. That's right. Now, Through Rose-Colored Glasses. It was released on your birthday. Now, tell us the significance for releasing it on your birthday. I know there's a backstory. Like before the pandemic, I was supposed to have a birthday concert in Cleveland, and I was gonna, Jeff Bradshaw had committed. I was gonna come, and I was gonna try and get a few other people whose music that I really admire, and I consider my siblings in music. And it didn't happen because of the pandemic. So I was like, I just want to be able to do something that's for me, because I never do birthdays, parties, and things like that. Everybody fusses at me. I'm like, I'm just blessed to be here, which is true, but it's like I never really do anything. I think I may have only had one birthday party, maybe two, one in college and maybe one when I was a kid. So I'm like, I want to do something. That didn't happen. So, in the interim of creating this project, people were like, you normally have an album out that comes out every 2 years. And I'm like, I'm not, it wasn't done with intent. So it's not like that. I've waited too long or whatever have you. So I was like, I'm going to release it when I want to and on the day that I want to. Cause by industry standards, I don't know if it's Tuesdays or Fridays. It's like particular days. And I'm like, I'm going to do it on my birthday. That's going to be my gift to myself and my gift to the world. So that was, the significance of that. The actual date. Okay. Well, you know what? Well, your gift to the world and your return is that the world received it. It's doing quite well. I'm so happy because I was so nervous. It gets so crazy. It's just been such a whirlwind of things, good and bad. I know. But you know what? You released it, the world received it, and we thank you for it, and just keep making the good music. And you know what? We all are in this together. Yeah, absolutely. So, and I don't take anything lightly or for granted. As mentioned, you got quite a catalog of music. Does each album, you have 9 albums, does each album does it represent a chapter from your life? It really does. And not only from my life, but just indirectly as well. People I've encountered, their situations, and it's just been a combination of all those things. So absolutely there are parts of me, but I think as I reflect on my projects, I'm like every project a little bit more of me. My personal journeys are reflected through the projects. Now, you have such an amazing voice, and thank you. Your lyrics are they're pure and they're always relatable. One thing for certain, to all of my Conya Doss fans out there, you can depend on Miss Doss giving you a nice message, a thought-provoking message, or just something positive and uplifting. Some of my personal favorites is "Black is Beautiful." Thank you. Just in case you didn't know out there, "Black is Beautiful," and then of course "So Fly." So Yes. You're hitting them all.
Yeah. So, I got to ask you just a follow-up question now. Like with so many changes in the music business, and how do you manage to achieve such longevity?
Wow. Staying prayerful, keeping my circle, pretty consistent, and just trying to keep it. Well, my goal is I don't like a lot of negative energy, so I try to keep my energy positive. I try to make sure that my energy that I give off is positive as well. And I think everything falls into place because when I create a project, it's not like, I'm not going to say it's not intent, but it manifests kind of naturally. Like it could be months that go by and I'm like, I haven't even thought about it or done anything musically related. And then suddenly it's like, you got to do this. And I'll just, the flow will just go. It's almost like an outer body experience. Like when I look back, I'm like, how did I do this? Or what was I thinking? In the midst of all the other things that I do, being a mother, teaching, and that was crazy. Just a lot of things. In addition to that, it's just I have to reflect, like, man, how did I do that? So I always say, I'm a firm believer of that we stand on the shoulders of those who come before us, and they're kind of moving with us. I don't know what people's beliefs are, but that I've always, I'm always feeling that I have some extra support.
Well, you know what? I subscribe to that belief as well. So I totally get it. And, and you also having a pretty solid fan base of supporters that, that's been riding with you for over 20 years.
Oh, man, I know. Oh, my gosh.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yes, it is. And they're like the extended family because, every show, especially when I come to the DMV, people that have been rocking with me since A Poem About Miss Doss, still on board. And I appreciate it because, in some instances, people, it was like they move on to the next. And I think that in itself is a motivating force for me, for sure.
Mm-hmm. But fans can be fickle, but true dedicated fans, they will wait it out.
and they honest too. They're like, well, I like this, but that other song, I wasn't really feeling that. Now, I embrace it. I'm like, okay, and what I do appreciate is that when I come out with a different or a song or whatever that's perceived as not a quote unquote standard Conya Doss, is embraced, because everybody, it's so many components to me, and I'm sure each individual that every project, you're not going to get everything. So that's the other thing. It's like I grew up listening to so many different types of music that have influenced me. So when I come out with a folky song, which at least I perceive it to be folk-like, but then it's like, that's so soulful. I'm like, oh, okay. So, it's just, it just gives them more ability to see a different side of me.
Yes.
An expanded side. I want them to see different. It's because it's just an extension of what I do.
Well, you know what? And the fans can appreciate that because, you don't want to be predictable. You're an artist. You're a creator. So, we love all of that.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Now, I talked about your messages being positive and uplifting, but you know what? You also encourage love, unity, and togetherness. Something that we need. So let's talk about It Ain't Easy, because I know all about that. Stop peeking into my life. Okay.
Wow.
It Ain't Easy featuring Eric Roberson, who, we love. He gave us lessons. And then we have It Ain't Easy, so let's tell us about that. Was this song from a personal experience or, written for someone or?
I've never been married, but I've been in relationships, and I'm like, to me, when you're like married, it's just a whole nother level where it's not easy. Well, it's not easy to walk away, but it's not easy to build. And I was talking to my best friend and, who's married, and I was just like, how do you guys manage to keep it together for 20 plus years? I want to say like 23, it might be 25. And she's like, it's beautiful, but it ain't easy. I'm like, but then she was like, it ain't hard. And I was like, I'm going to write a song about that.
And I'm so glad you did, because I'm that girl, 25 years and counting. And it's not easy, but it is a blessing, you learn a lot about yourself.
And I'm thinking if you guys, well, I don't know your age or whatever, but a lot of times you grow up because you're young. It's like you guys are still kind of kids.
Yes.
So you're growing up, learning new things. You're growing up together.
And that's precisely, yep. We grew up together. I mean, yes.
Well,
so
that's how I came up with that. But Eric and I had did the Capitol Jazz right prior to the pandemic, and he interviewed me, and he was just saying, we've been like rocking, doing shows together for like 19 years plus. It's just weird that we haven't done a collab. And I'm like, we need to do one. He's like, I agree. And it was like, it's on videotape now, so we got to commit to it. So, and I knew in the midst, everybody was in a different headspace, who knows, in different places. So I just reached out, during the pandemic, was like, I'm going to send you a track. This is the idea that I'm thinking about. This is the part that I wrote. And he, he was like, I love the track, and, I definitely want to do it. So he did it. So I was really happy.
Yes. I find myself rocking that song a lot because, it's so relatable.
Thank you. And it's just, what I will say, there's nothing, because it was really hard trying to collab with people during this pandemic. But now I just totally appreciate the physical aspect. Because if I'm doing any collaborations, they like, hey, we're going to collab. I don't care. I'll take a flight. You can take a flight here, because it's always that little element that I felt was missing, though.
Yeah, that's a whole different experience, just having that creative energy, side by side. So it is different in a virtual environment. I mean, thank God for technology, but it's not the same.
Right, exactly. So, and I'm not complaining, because we're blessed to be able to do what we love to do, in spite of that. But that was the only drawback that I would say, on the project, just, in the way in which I had to collaborate with people.
Yeah. Now, you are a true educator, caring and loving up on our future. Now, are you still able to mentor? Are you still mentoring girls or?
I have not, but I was thinking about, because, I teach as well, and there's so many things that I want to do. So the beauty of it is everything has kind of been shut down with like a lot of additional extracurricular activities. They're starting to get back into it. So I wanted to, but a lot of students that I, normally would encounter, they have jobs, they've taken on other responsibilities. But the good thing is that they're looking into us doing little mini activities weekly. So I want to get back into that because, in spite of the young, not just females, but these young people a lot of them didn't say, oh, we just on vacation. A lot of them went through a lot of social, emotional issues, being at home alone, and I think is necessary. So I definitely want to bring that back and to, full-fledged, at least get started this year. So I'm looking into that. Also, I want to do master classes because I teach at a performance school of arts. And initially I was getting the ball rolling, and Rona said, I don't think so. Shut everything down. So yes, because that's one of my passions. I've had a village to help me get me where I'm at, and I just want to pay it forward because I think it's so necessary. Yes,
and we need more folks like you. And I just want to take this moment to shout out all the educators and all the folks out there who are the village, who don't always get acknowledged. So I just wanted to take a moment and say that.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, this is so random. I get these memories. This is so random. Now, what was the last concert that you attended, and who was the artist?
Oh my gosh, where did I go? Oh shoot, the last concert, and I think, the last concert recently that I went to was a jazz. Her name is Barbara Bennett. Amazing. Okay. Yeah, she's a jazz performer, and that was here in Cleveland. But as far as people that are like in the mainstream, and I hope I'm not skipping something, but it was Anita Baker, and I was I took my mom because they say my mom looks like her, and I'm like, I said we're going to go see your twin, and it was amazing. So that tells you just a minute ago because she hadn't announced that tour was going to be her retirement tour or something.
Yeah,
I hope she changes her mind. I hope she comes out of it, but. That was a show to see. It was just so amazing.
Wow. Well, Anita Baker, I think I caught her at the Capitol Jazz when she was, doing that same tour. So yeah, and I'm glad that she got her master's back. So that's a whole nother story.
That's another story. It's
but
so
you got,
important.
you got to be a fighter out here, and you got to fight for everything. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, and that master's is going to supersede her and her grandkids and their grandkids. It's just you have to hold on to your creative, your work, your body of work. It's important. She deserves it.
Yes. So. Well, I want to thank you for dropping by the Artist Zone today. Now, wait, you know what? I told you I get these random thoughts. Let's play a quick game. You up for a quick game?
Hey, let's go for it.
Come on, it's fun.
I may not be good at it, but I'll go for it.
You are an artist. You quick on your feet. Okay, it's called Pick One, 3 questions, 3 seconds. You ready?
Okay.
All right, lipstick, hot pink or ruby red?
Oh, well, how'd you know I was about to say ruby red?
I didn't. Okay, ruby red. Okay, weather, autumn or spring?
Spring.
Okay, dancing, line dance or hand dance?
Line dance.
Boom, 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 ding, ding, ding. See, I told you got this.
I do, because I can't dance at all. It's so funny. It's funny that you mentioned that, because I'm like, I got to get moving. So I've been going to these line dances, and I try to keep up with them. Then all of a sudden I started making up my own stuff.
See, I'm that girl. I'm like, okay, listen, I can't remember all these steps. So I'm just going to freestyle.
Yeah. My goal is to be moving.
Yes, there you go. Yeah. There you go. Yeah. Well, thank you for playing this random game. I do stuff, just pop stuff in. I want to thank you again. And you know what? Before you go, tell the good folks out there where they can find you on social media. And also tell us those dates again.
Okay, well, let me start off with the dates. I will be at the Keystone Lounge in Baltimore, and November 11th, and then November 13th at my other favorite spot is City Winery, DC. Doors open at 7 o'clock. I hope I'm not telling people too early, but anyways, it's going to be wonderful because I have actually Brian Golden, B. Golden is going to be performing with me, as well as Karen Lynette.
That's right. I forgot to mention our homegirl from right here, Karen Lynette. Yes. Yeah.
So she's going to be doing the City Winery DC with me. Mm-hmm. But B. Golden will be opening, he's going to be going on right before me. So I'm looking forward to it. Just having, a little something for the ladies too. So
that's right. You got to balance it out. You guys are in for a treat.
Oh yeah, and this will be my first time out since the pandemic. So I'm nervous, but I'm happy to be at home, so to speak. Because what place I wouldn't want to start off in any other place. I hate to say that, but it's true.
You know what? Hey, this is home.
No slight to Cleveland. I love Cleveland, but DC.
Of course, that's her home. But DC, this your second home. How about that?
Yes,
we'll share you with Cleveland.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much, and make sure you have on your ruby red on November 13th.
I love it. I knew. I was like, that was the first thing that came to my mind before you even listed the option. So absolutely.
see, how did I know that? So,
I don't even know.
So thank you again for bringing your good energy, continued success, and much love to you in everything that you do. Until next time, peace and be well.
Thank you. You too.
This is Tolumide, singer-songwriter, international artist, and you are listening to the Smiley J Artist Zone.
Good love like this, built like this, sure don't come easy. Well, once in a lifetime, more valuable and precious than all ever known. Even diamonds or silver or gold. I can go on and on and on how good you are to me. It took a little while to get this down, but we're here finally. Words alone can't explain the way I feel for you. It's all that matters to me. We're forever strong, strong, strong. Know you, somebody, know you. My hips will turn around. Nothing can keep us from this. with all your sacrifice. You want my heart when the world seems so cold. You put me first. This is where I belong. I can go on and on about how good you are to me. But don't get me wrong, it ain't always perfect to go left easily. But through the sun, the rain, the pain, the strain, we've seen it all. We stay committed, baby, but we stay committed, baby. Together, no matter, under pressure, through up and down, we love on one another. We ride this endless time. Ooh, yeah. Don't you know, man, I need you just to come on home.
All right, it's that time, y'all. And I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Yes, thank you so much. And a special thanks to today's guest, Miss Conya Doss, for being such a cool guest. You know what? As a matter of fact, it was just some good old fun girl chat. You guys be sure to download her new music that's available on all digital musical platforms. She has a catalog of music, so happy downloading. And to all my folks in the Washington, D.C. and Baltimore area, Conya is coming our way, yes indeed. So be sure to check her out at the Keystone in Baltimore, Maryland on November 11th. And then she's coming down the road to the DC City Winery on November the 13th, along with DMV's own Karen Lynette, who will be warming up the stage. So get your tickets for either location or both locations. Bye for now. Until next time, I'm going to need you guys to be well, stay safe, and remember to listen to good music. Your ears will thank you for it. I'm Smiley J, and I'm out.